what is the biggest difference between living USA and Mexico? Would you say it's better, like just because of the cost, or what else?
Um, that's a really good question, actually. I mean, the cost is definitely better, but as far as differences go, um, it's a little bit more crazy out here in Mexico. Like, you can't really trust the police or for anything, or it
I see.
has a little less order, I would say. Um,
Yeah.
so you have to be a little bit more careful here in Mexico. I feel like uh, not to have your stuff stolen or this or
Uh,
I don't know, honestly.
in fact, that's an issue like here in Brazil too, you know. In some parts,
Uh-huh.
you kind of have to be careful because if you live alone, if you go out like to work anywhere, you kind of fear that when you go back home, you know, your house is gonna be stolen. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's an issue here in some places too.
yeah. Can you in Brazil? Do you generally trust the police, or are they kind of corrupt
Yeah,
sometimes?
yeah, I think so. We can trust. It's not like you said in Mexico or like in the movies. Most of the places you kind of you they don't bribe you, you know, this kind of thing. They don't blackmail you. So
Okay.
yeah, we can trust. We can resort to police if you have some problems. Of course, it's not great, you know. Sometimes they're not gonna solve our problems, but I'd say we can count on them.
Yeah, it's interesting. But you said you were moving south, South Brazil, or moving to like Argentina?
South Brazil, close to Uruguay, you know, it's really, really
Uh-huh.
near,
Uh-huh.
like just a stone's throw away, so it's close.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And you're working remotely?
No, I work at a supermarket, like security, you know,
Uh-huh.
and I already put my a month notice, so I'm
Nice.
just like working half of the day.
Nice.
And I'm gonna move in March, you know. So I'm enjoying my last days here. I live in the capital of Brazil, so I'm gonna move down to the south,
Uh-huh. That's
mostly because it's cheaper.
so you live in Brasilia is the capital?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Have you
yeah.
ever been to Brazil?
No, never. I really want to. Most Brazilians I talk to on Cambly are from the south. They're from either Sao Paulo or it's very difficult for me to pronounce Brazilian cities.
You can
Uh,
say. I know, but in the future, you know, down the road, it'd be good for you to come to Brazil since you
yeah,
already speak Spanish. You know, the language is kind of it's similar. It's
yeah,
nearly the same. You know, once you get the hang of Spanish, you're gonna learn Portuguese even faster.
yeah. I mean, that's an interesting topic because like sometimes you think that, right? You think that if you learn Spanish, you can learn Portuguese or Italian or French easily. But for me, sometimes it actually gets more confusing because things are like similar. So I'll be trying to think of a word in Portuguese probably, and I'll say a Spanish word, or I don't know.
I see.
The accent in Portuguese is so difficult for me. It's so
It
difficult.
happened to me like after I was like 1 year studying English, I decided to take Spanish course.
Uh huh.
And after 6 months, I was like really, really able to understand a lot, to speak.
Ah,
But
okay.
I found it was like for me, it was like the same, and I was like, why do I need to put a lot of effort into learning Spanish? When, for example, if they speak to me like slowly and I do the same, we are able to communicate. So I kind of I I stopped learning Spanish and I moved to French, you know. So that's it.
Ooh.
I stopped. And in French, I don't have that problem, you know. Like a lot of words are similar, but I never really mixed, you know, like Spanish. I'd say Spanish is more likely similar to Portuguese.
Uh huh. Interesting. What is your interest in learning new languages? Just for fun, or do you have some plans with your English or with
So
French?
first of all, it started because of woman, you know. I met a
Hey.
girl. I met a girl. She's from Brazil, and like we were chatting almost every single day. And I kind of wanted to do something to prepare her off her feet. And she was learning English by the time, and I thought, wow, maybe if I do learn English, I'm gonna learn another language, which is very important. It's English, and also I'm gonna get a go. So I didn't get a go, but here I am speaking English.
Oh, that's tough. But yeah,
It's
it's
like
like, hey, you got.
as they say, it's how do you guys say it's when something bad happens, something good, no, in the future, it's uh
Yeah, you could say it's like the silver lining. Some people say it's like the silver lining of the seven something good. Or
I'd say. Oh my gosh, there is in fact an idiom for that. I learned it. It just I blanked. Oh my gosh, it's like an evil that comes to in the future. You kind of take something good from it. My gosh,
uh,
it's a taste of your own medicine. No, it's
trying to think.
oh I don't know. I'm gonna look it up and I'm gonna send it to you in the next lesson.
Yeah, yeah, please, yeah, that's funny. But yeah, that's right. That's always a reason to learn something new, right? To try to get the girl. But if it doesn't work out, now you got English. So
Yeah, and also after English, I developed a passion for language, you know. So,
yeah,
like right now, the language that I speak the most is English, and this year I decided that I was going to try to achieve a greater level. But
uh-huh.
I also I speak a lot of French, you know. I'm able to understand a lot, and I've been learning also German and Italian. Of course, those languages, German and Italian is like I'm able to read, I'm able to watch small videos, you know, but it's not the same. I wouldn't say that I speak them, but I'm
uh
studying.
Yeah.